Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. We've got evidence to show now that Virgin Galactic, any minute, could happen at any moment now, will go to $1.10, where I've been saying for ages. And if it does, and one more thing happens, it's going under $1 and then faces a reverse split. A delisting, it would have to reverse split. That doesn't happen straight away, to be fair. There'll be time. But we've got some evidence now that we've got a general market rebalance, a pullback, a 10%, at minimum of 10%. It's a correction. And because of that, I think anything like Virgin Galactic, these sort of stocks are going to pay the price for this. Let me share with you the evidence to suggest why I'm saying 110 and why I'm saying if it hits 110, it's going to go under $1. Let me share with you why. So let's see why I think that it's going under to 110 and then under $1 and then potentially a delisting. Not at first, of course. This is the issue, and this is just part of it. This is our fear factor, a little dial we like to use. It gives an indication of what the market's doing, but there's much more evidence than this. This is just a visual to show you, and I'm going to discuss it all with you right now. We've been in extreme greed now for best part of 4 or 5 months. We've had a great run. We've had a 30% run on the S&P this year. Fantastic. One of its best years for many, many years. Now, whenever this happens, we do nearly always get a correction, because at the end of the day, if the market gets overheated and it gets overbought and runs ahead in extreme greed for too long, it has to sell off. It has to rebalance, has to recorrect. Now, that's not a problem. We expect it to break all-time highs again in the future, but we could wait 6 months. We could wait 5 years for that to happen. We've got all-time highs. We know we're going to go there again. However, people will now start to sell. Now, because we've seen it move from extreme greed to neutral within the matter of hours, it's moving very, very quickly. People will not hang around. We've seen crashes in the past. You talk about the Great Depression, the dot-com bubble, all these things. They all happened very, very quickly in hours, and then it continued. But the initial reaction was within hours. So what we've got right now, we've got stocks like Virgin Galactic, which is all about how much debt they've got and speculation and hope, and also we've got a delay now, an extra delay for Delta. We've all known about the delay for Delta, but now we've got an extra delay because of the court case with Boeing. It's looking like we won't even get on time at the original time frame that Virgin Galactic were talking about, the 25 into 26. It could go on. Now, because we've had many, many years already behind schedule, people aren't going to sit around and wait. They're going to sell. Now, you might go, well, it's really cheap and it's undervalued, which it is. Anything under $2 is undervalued. However, people aren't going to sit around and wait because they know it's going lower. We believe now there's a 10% correction, which means Virgin Galactic is going to drop to $1.10. And if it hits $1.10 and we haven't yet really corrected on the main market, and we're just starting to correct as we speak right now, it's just beginning. This is my main position, down 1%. And if you look at it over the week now, we're down nearly 2%. It hasn't really begun. We've got a 10% correction. We've pulled back 2%, but another 8% to go. If we lose another percent, and that could happen in after hours tonight, then typically on a Thursday night, we do get typically on a Thursday night, we get a bit of good news for Virgin Galactic. However, it also goes the other way. It tends to be the night when things move. The Thursday night tends to be when things move. If we get another percent down on the S&P, we're going to drop very, very quickly. Now, what should you do? Well, anything under $2 is good value. It is. But what we've got now, we've got a real issue, is if we get a delay, and Boeing are putting real pressure now on Virgin Galactic, we could end up with a delay that still we thought There was going to be a flight announced days ago. It didn't come off. We don't know why. It just didn't. That doesn't mean it's not going to. It just didn't. So what is happening with that? Anyway, I've just noticed that one of my screens isn't working properly. I'll correct that there. I apologize for that. But there we go. But now we're thinking that there's going to be another delay in Delta, and really Virgin Galactic can't afford that. Now, what I mean by that is we still believe interest rates are going to come down, but the problem we've got now is rates are going to come down. I'm sure they're going to come down by the summer, particularly if we get this crash. I really feel that rates will come down, and that's good for Virgin Galactic. But the delay, if we get another delay, they're going to be burning through cash. It costs them a lot of money to keep their facilities open and doing what they're doing. Just standing still costs Virgin Galactic money, which they cannot and they ill afford right now. So with the market about to correct, and I think there's an 80 to 85% chance that's going to happen, then Virgin Galactic is going to go under $1. And it could happen in minutes. It could happen tonight. So what do? Like I just said, well, if you've got it, if you've bought it now, you've bought it way under value, that's great. You might love it. You might want to buy more. But the trouble is, we've now got the issue of, will they survive? Can they afford to go another couple of years? Because it could be a couple of years now before Delta flies. What if that happens? They'll burn through their cash and there's no way back then. Richard Branson has said he's not going to support it anymore. We've already had 3 or 4 Virgin brands go bust before this one. So it's a major issue. I just want to warn everybody, it's a major issue. It's great, it's undervalued, but with a potential crash on the horizon, it will take Virgin Galactic down. And to add to that, the Boeing situation, it means Virgin Galactic They can, not saying they're going to, but they can run out of money before things do well. Now, this technology will live on, and of course, we will have the flights, but it may get bought out. The technology from Virgin Orbit didn't disappear; it got bought out. Rocket Lab ended up buying a lot of the equipment from. Oh, thank you, Craig. Is it going to read it out?
Craig has become a member. Is there anybody out there with SPs? Let's have some damn news soon before this goes below $1, Mr. Colglazier. Dizzy face, dizzy.
There you go. That's one of the investors from Virgin Galactic. Is there anybody out there with space? Let's have some damn news soon before this goes below $1, Mr. Colglazier. Yes, people are very upset. It didn't need to go here. It really didn't. They could have put a flight on. They could have got a celebrity on. But of course, they want to get paid in stock options. But if it goes too low, then it's all over. It's curtains. This is not good news for Virgin Galactic. It really isn't. We thought institutions were buying. Motley Fool and we know certain characters were really promoting that fact, and I said be careful, because if they were buying, it'd be going up. They were buying, but nowhere near enough. Anyway, be very careful. I do think 80 to 85% chance we've got a correction around the corner. It could happen in days, and if that happens, we are going under $1, and then the whole thing enters a whole new era. And we've been here before. We did it with Virgin Orbit. We did it with other Virgin companies. We don't want to do it again with Virgin Galactic. There's not really much now Virgin Galactic can do. They can't stop the issue with Boeing. That's happening. They can't do anything about that. That's going to happen now. Boeing aren't going to let that go. They can't do anything about the market crash. That is pretty likely to happen. What they can do, though, the only thing they can do that I think would be a positive would be to get rid of Eric Kearney, start speaking to the investors, start putting on a couple of flights, get some celebrities, get the stock up, because if we get to the summer and rates come down, it's a great catalyst, but by then it could all be too late. If we go below $1, people will lose confidence with the brand and just think it's another failed SPAC. And statistically, That's what happens. We were hoping for the best, but now we have to prepare for the worst. Click above my head for all the information down below for in the description, and the extra channel runs along here as well, where we go 12 hours a day to support you behind the scenes, where you can get the updated information as it happens. We don't miss anything, but this is pretty scary today. I would be very concerned if I was in Virgin Galactic right now. Over here, more information as it comes out. I'll post it here, but be careful. What are you going to do if we get a crash of 10%? It's under $1. What are you going to do? Buy more? Sell out? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I will reply to all of my members. Whatever you are doing, I'm with you. I wish you the very, very best. And just for the record, my wife still holds the Virgin Galactic shares. I was asked that earlier, and I want to let you know my original shares transferred to Leah are still held. Still in, still believe in it. I'm still with you. However, it's a concern. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.